Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel, Anna Morphides with Mending Hearts Counseling. And today's video is going to be all about the law of assumption and how to make it work in our favor and how does it really work anyways. So this is inspired by a session that I had with a beautiful soul that I have been working with since my practicum. And we were having a discussion about when we do something, whether it is an attempt to communicate with someone or an attempt to connect with someone or an attempt to apply for a job or any sort of action, and we are in the waiting period between action being taken and the waiting period for the result of that action. So whether that is applying for a job or asking someone out or waiting for perhaps something that you have embarked in, waiting for the outcome of that, whatever it is, while you are in that waiting period, what are you assuming about that quietness that takes place in between? This is where you can make the law of assumption work in your favor. And now we know the law of assumption, much like the law of attraction, is always at play, much like the law of gravity. It's like 9.81 meters per square second at all given times, that if you drop something, it's going to fall. That's going to be the velocity. That's it. Same with the law of assumption. Whatever you are predominantly thinking, that velocity of that thought is going to be the one that's going to produce the predominant emotion within you. And then emotions are energy in motion, and that is the biggest tool that creates manifestation, is the energy in motion. So the thoughts that stem from our assumptions. So for example, if you texted someone and you are waiting for a response, what are you thinking in the meantime? Are you thinking positive thoughts about this experience, or are you thinking negative thoughts? And if you're falling on the scale of negative thoughts, why is there even that difference? Why does that even exist, that polarity of someone experiencing law of assumption in a way that is fruitful and someone experiencing law of assumption in a way that is maybe even detrimental? So there is one simple answer, and that is core beliefs, or people call it self-concept. It's basically your predominant engine that runs your subconscious mind, because now we know 95% of our subconscious is run automatically by conditioning that we have acquired since we were children, and those conditionings create our core beliefs, and those core beliefs can sound like this. I am weak, I am vulnerable, I am needy, I am inadequate, I am defective, I am not good enough, I am unlovable, I am undesirable. And this is just from one person that I've worked with, that they have circled all these core beliefs that they think and feel about themselves, that is predominantly running their engine. So you can only imagine what this person would be assuming in the meantime while they're waiting, whether it is that they have asked someone out, or they applied for a job, or they are looking for a new friendship. Anything that this person is going to be actioning on, I can only take a guess. I mean, I don't even have to take a guess anymore, because I kind of know how this person would think about that experience. But having now heard the core beliefs that run this person's predominant engine, I feel like we could all guess what kinds of thoughts this person would be producing through their lenses of perception that they see the world, called core beliefs, and how they would feel in the meantime, and what kind of reality they would manifest for themselves. So if the thoughts are predominantly negative, right? Thoughts are most powerful thing that we can control, because we can choose to have thought A and we can choose to have thought B. And once we understand that negative thought A is purely just stemming from our core beliefs that we acquired as a child, then we have the power to change it. That's our superpower. If we remember that we are limitless, unlimited in possibilities of anything that we want to experience, we just have to believe and remember that that is our birthright. And just through our conditioning and our childhood upbringing, a lot of us have lost that belief, and it's been replaced by other ones that are a little bit more unhelpful to create the experience that we want through the actions that we take. So going back to the law of assumption, this is why books like this exist. The Four Agreements by Don Miguel Ruiz. So his agreement for a peaceful, joyful, graceful life full of gratitude. Rule number 3, or agreement number 3, is don't ever make assumptions. And this is why he says that, because he knows that anything that we assume is going to be tainted by the lenses of our perception that we acquired as children, otherwise known as core beliefs, and those are not true. Because none of us are not attractive. None of us are not smart enough, not good enough, not anything enough. That's just things that we're told and we just acquire through our childhood. Or sometimes it's not even things that we are told. Sometimes it's things that we have never heard. Sometimes we grow up without having our parents say, I love you, or I'm so proud of you, or those little bits of words that will create that pathway, that synapse within us that fires that signal that I am good enough. I can accomplish things. At the end of the day, when we're children, this is when we acquire these pathways. So the lack of sometimes even hearing that will produce a belief that about ourselves that we're not that, because we haven't had a chance to experience it at all. It hasn't had a chance to integrate into our system. We don't even know what that feels like. So in order to make the law of assumption work in your favor, you have to be really mindful of the thoughts that are producing your, the thoughts that are being produced in your assumptions. And why are you choosing those negative assumptions? So if you're going to assume anything, why not assume that, yes, I am going to get this job. And if I don't get this job, it's because it's not meant for me, because something else is supposed to open up. Yes, I'm going to get to my end goal of my abundance. Just because it hasn't happened within 1 year does not mean that it's not meant to happen for me in 2 years. We just don't really know what is planned out, but we can assume and trust that the experience that we want is going to take place. What the heck is time anyways? Now we all know time is just this also human constructed thing that we grasp on in order to validate one's work. And why are we basing it on time anyways? Why not just allow that outcome to happen naturally without putting a timeline on it, like a firm timeline? Just have the knowing that it's going to happen. Assume that it's going to happen. Assume that everything is going to be working out for you. Make that your new core belief. I am powerful. I am bound to be accepted. I am bound to be surrounded by love. I am lovable. I am strong. I am powerful. I am cared for. I am wanted. I am competent. I am effective. I am adequate. Why not make those be our core beliefs? Therefore, the thoughts that are going to stem from assumptions when we take an action are going to be positive, and then they're going to create positive feelings, and those feelings are coming from emotions that are also positive, and emotions are energy in motion. That's what the law of attraction uses to bring in an experience, right? The predominant feeling that you are immersed in is what those molecules that are just constantly vibrating are what are going to attract by the natural law of energy. Like attracts like. It's just going to bring in more experiences to match that vibration. And then why not just keep assuming more positive things, that everything is always working out for us? Why not? That's our superpower. That's our choice. And if we're having negative thoughts, just remember that's just our silly little core beliefs that we acquired as children. And we can always reframe that. That's our human superpower. Unfortunately, as humans, we do have a bit of a disadvantage because our predominant emotions that are going to stem from our thoughts and our assumptions are anger, disgust, fear, and sadness. And joy is one and only over here. So we're constantly transmuting from here to here, but we can do it. That's our superpower. And yeah, so this is how we make the law of assumption work in our favor. If we are going to choose something, why not choose the thoughts that will produce good feelings, so then we can attract in those experiences that we actually want to experience with the action that we are taking, because it is completely up to us. We are co-creating our reality every single moment of every single day of every single time. And I know that if we haven't had a chance to integrate a certain type of feeling within ourselves to make new assumptions, this is where faking it till you're making it will be like the winning, like the winning ticket for you to do that. Like, for example, I'm not really sure how to feel super safe in a connection yet, but I can only imagine what that would feel like. It would feel easy. It would feel comforting. It would feel, settling. It would feel just peaceful and with a deep sense of knowing everything is okay. So I can kind of imagine what that experience would be like for me just by thinking what it would feel like. And then I can give myself a chance to integrate that within myself, so then I can be matched that by my reality. So let's continue to assume things that we want to feel so we can bring that more in, because it sounds so simple, but literally the things that we are predominantly assuming about our reality and our experience and the results of our actions is what is going to be felt. It's as simple as that. Like, what we predominantly assume is what we are going to experience, because that is the predominant vibration, energy, emotion, thoughts. We're spelling out that experience with the words that belong in our thoughts, and we're creating that reality for ourselves. So always be mindful, know where it's coming from, know that you have the power to change it. This is your superpower. It is your birthright to assume only positive things. That's why we are brought here. And with that, I thank you for watching this video. Thank you so much for all your comments and your trust and faith in me, with what is unsettled within you, and together we can just explore and be different and think different, so we can create the life that we actually want, without a doubt that we deserve it and we can have it. Because why not assume that? So if you liked anything about this video, give it a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed already, I would love for you to do so. And if you want to hit that notification button so you don't miss any of my videos, please do so. And if you have any suggestions for a video, please, I'd love to hear it. And with all my gratitude and my love, and I'll see you next time.